I believe I want to watch the NBA again. Like this isn't hyperbole to me. I genuinely believe for me, this is for me talking. I'm not talking
For
about
small
the rest
market
of
Mark.
small market Mark. Everyone's free to have your own opinion. I'm not speaking for the country. I'm speaking for myself. Kevin Durant killed the NBA in 2016 when he joined the Warriors. He did. The 2016 was the greatest NBA season of my lifetime. I had never been more in on the NBA. The Cavs, another small market team, take down the giant. It feels weird to call the Cavs an underdog when you have LeBron in your team, but they were. They beat a 73-win team in Game 7 on the road. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. This was the coolest thing I've ever seen. 3 weeks later, less than that, Kevin Durant's like, I'm joining the 73-win team. And I said, NBA sucks. And it's been 5 years, Charlotte, of super teams being formed, guys demanding trades, just kind of all the worst stuff that makes me feel like a boomer when I complain about the NBA, because I'm like, this sucks. Like the player empowerment era, which is great for the players, and I go get your money, go get what it like. I'm all for people like wanting to better their lives, but at the same time, it makes the product garbage, and I hate this, and this is so stupid. And for 5 years, Charlotte, I was like, will I ever love the NBA again? And last night, when I'm watching Giannis Antetokounmpo win the MVP, score 50 points, hit all of his free throws, I'm watching the Deer District lose their mind. People in Milwaukee are hugging each other. Like, you just know, like, grandsons are calling grandpa, saying, we did it, grandpa. And, like, all of those emotions started bubbling up, and I thought, Giannis just saved the NBA for me. I'm back in. Like, because he proved that it's possible. He proved that you can get Chris Middleton and him, like, two guys that nobody wanted. Like, Giannis was, they were showing, like, the draft highlights of when he was drafted, and he's coming down, like, when he goes onto the stage when he's drafted, he's coming down from the crowd because he wasn't invited to the draft. He went there on his own. And he's coming down and you're just watching that whole scene, and you're like, yes, it can happen. You can, there is hope. If you're the Detroit Pistons and you're watching this, you're saying to yourself, we can draft Cade Cunningham. We can make Cade Cunningham happy. And maybe someday we can win an NBA championship. It's possible. Oklahoma City fans are watching that, and they're like, oh my God, if like our city, people might think our city sucks, but like Milwaukee's not better than us. Like, you know, and if they can do it, we can do it. And it makes me so happy. Small market Mark is beaming.
I'm so happy. It makes me so happy to hear you say that. And I also think that in addition to giving fans hope and giving small markets hope that, like, okay, if Milwaukee can do it, if Giannis can choose to stay there, if that's an option, if that's possible, I think it also kind of gives players the leeway to say, hold on, wait a second. If I'm worried about my legacy, because, you know, athletes will say they're not, but who isn't? I'm worried about my legacy and I'm not an athlete. Like, yeah. If you see the love and the devotion that Giannis has from fans, from the nation sort of at large, maybe you start thinking, hey, wait a second, what if it would be more satisfying or just as satisfying to win in a smaller place, to be a massive fish in a smaller pond, still playing against all the other big fish in the big ponds? Like, there's something kind of cool about that. And I wonder if Giannis doing it, and if Chris Middleton doing it, and if this sort of ragtag group of, you know, lovable sports guys are going to make that option more attractive.
I don't think they are. That's the bummer of this.
Do you not? Like, do you...
Because I genuinely think this, again, this is going to sound like I'm just like a super old man, but I genuinely believe this in my heart that your average NBA player, NBA superstar, I don't know how to phrase it. Like, I don't think guys care about basketball that much. I genuinely don't. I believe that guys, like, they love the lifestyle. They love being famous. They love being rich. They love winning, because winning then affords them an awesome life. And I'm not talking about every guy. There are obviously exceptions, but to the point I want to make is that, like, Giannis is an obvious exception, and that's what makes it so cool. Is like, this guy would you could pick he would play and pick in this country, and if that's where he got drafted, he's like, I don't care, I just like love competing. He's not, you don't get the feeling that he's like friends with guys on the other team, which I don't need this to be. I don't need all the players to hate each other, but there is something as a fan that you're like watching that where like guys are chummy with each other all the time, and you're like, what am I watching here?
Hey pals, thanks for watching the People Sports Podcast YouTube channel. For more of mine and Mark's very weird rabbit holes, stick around, watch more. You can subscribe, smash that subscribe button. You know you want to. We're going to give you all the weird stuff we possibly can.